Welcome back, everyone. All right, so as you can see, JSBin, you can go ahead and edit the HTML, the CSS, and the JavaScript here. So what jQuery really is just an extension or a different library of JavaScript. So what we have to do here is we have to go and install it. And installing is kind of a misnomer, because what you really think of installing is you go into your computer and you download an install package and it installs it onto your computer. That's not exactly what it is, but if you ever hear about people talking about what I'm about to do, they call it installing, but really it's just referencing something called a library. But before we get into all of that, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to close all of this here, and we're just going to focus on the HTML because we're not going to be concerned about the output or the JavaScript or anything like that. So what we need to do is you need to make it look just like this. And what this is that this top tag here says that we're working with HTML, and then you want to have an opening HTML tag, an opening body tag, and a closing HTML tag, and a closing body tag. And remember, the tags have that slash, and everything that we do is going to be in here, okay? So what we need to do is we need to call a library, and this is very common with any kind of programming language, is you have a set functionality. For example, you can do a set number of things, and then you can call into other libraries if you need it. For example, if you need to, let's say, import some video and have or import some streaming audio, there might be a different library for that. Now, what you're probably thinking is, why don't we just go ahead and add in a whole bunch of libraries. In fact, let's add in all the libraries. Well, for the most part, if you do that, sometimes the libraries conflict. So you only bring in what you need. And also, sometimes it can actually take longer to load. So again, with libraries, you always bring in what you need. So what you should do up at the top here is you need to go to Add Library. And we're just going to go to this one right here, the 2.0.2. For the most part, if the number is a little bit different here, what I'm going to be doing here is so basic that that it's not going to be really affected here. So usually the new versions have something really neat added to it, but this is just to show you what jQuery does. So you're going to go ahead and put that in here. Now, what it does here is it puts this at the top here, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so you need to go ahead and need to copy the entire line. All right, and you need to go and paste that within the body somewhere, okay? So it looked like, it looked like the copying, I couldn't quite get that whole thing. So it should look like this. Now I should just point out what this does, okay? So first of all, there's a script tag, and if you took my JavaScript course, my HTML course, a script tag, what it does is you can add in the JavaScript here. Now, what this does here is that, again, the JavaScript, you can actually pull it to its own file, or you can edit it right in the HTML, and you can do that with CSS. You can either put it off as its own file, or you can edit it right within the HTML. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't we just do this all in one file? Well, the reason is that it gets really cluttered really fast, and you want to, as much as you possibly can, use different files. Especially if you're making applications or apps. You definitely want to do this, and you definitely want to do this if you're making games, because some of the logic can get so incredibly advanced that everything in one file just looks like a complete mess. All right, and so now what we can do is we can actually use the jQuery. We can use the jQuery library. All right, I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.